Hi everybody. See, I'm looking like an Eskimo, perhaps. It is really very chilly in here. I don't know if where you are experiencing the cold, but February usually is the coldest month, and February is here. On Sunday, Sunday was maybe the penultimate day of January, I think, because today is the 3rd. Yes, it was bone chilling cold that I was experiencing. And let me tell you something, it really was bad. I tend to prefer to be cold than hot because if I'm cold, I can warm myself up. But if I'm hot, it's kind of difficult to really feel comfortable. You're miserable and just want to tear out your hair. For those of you who have hair, and tear off your clothes. But it's usually very uncomfortable when it's very hot. So, sometimes we complain, and while I'm sitting here, I'm having a cup of chamomile because it really is chilly. Not that I'm being ungrateful or anything, but it's really cold. So, I hope you all had a great day today. Mine was very, very busy, but it was a good day overall. Yes. So, I'm talking about the cold now. I don't know if where you are it's cold, but I have a blanket that weighs 11 pounds. My cousin sent me that blanket from England. God bless the day when she sent that blanket because it is so soft and nice, and when you get under it, oh gosh, it's like you're gone to heaven. It's so nice and warm and toasty. Yeah, I remember in 2017 I never took that blanket down because it was that warm. But I think I took this blanket down, I don't want to lie, but I think maybe in November. It's been getting really cool since that time. And I hear it's really bad up north. People are complaining. And whatever happens up there, invariably it gets to us in some way or the other. I think maybe we had a cold front on Sunday. I don't know. But it really, really was bad on Sunday. You know? But I'm still grateful that I can at least feel the cold because some people can't feel it, won't ever feel it again. But let me tell you, one time when I was in the States, I was pregnant with my son, and my girlfriend and I had gone to the supermarket, and we had bought our stuff, and we came on the outside, and she said to me, "Stay right here and let me go get the car." Well, can I tell you, while we were in the supermarket, the temperature fell like maybe about 10 or more degrees, and when I got out there and stood there waiting, I started to feel like somebody was pushing a million pins and needles into my body. And then a lady ran past and she stopped and she said, "Watch my cart." And she ran off. She didn't even wait for me to say, "No, I can't," or anything like that. And the woman went and left the cart there. And I had to be standing there with the two carts. She came back and got her cart, and then my girlfriend was around there. And I wanted so badly to go inside, and the pins and needles were driving me crazy. I mean, she came around. We just had to be throwing the things in the back of the car like we were crazy. And she said she got held up at the back there because people weren't parked properly and some nonsense. But by the time I got home, the boy was behaving as though he was ready to come. And they had to call the hospital, and they were prepping for me, and I was so upset because I said, "I don't want to have the baby in America. I want to go home to my yard to go have my baby." And they were killing me. "Stop the foolishness," and what have you. Anyway, they bundled me up and gave me hot drink. I don't remember if it is soup or tea or whatever. That is many, many years ago. And I drank the thing, and they were rubbing me and doing everything to make me comfortable because I didn't want to have this baby in the States. So I I felt a little better, and they were planning to take me to the hospital, and I was adamant I wasn't going anywhere. So happily the boy settled down, and I was able to come back home and have my baby. But I was in New York, and my friends had come for me and took me to Philly. And my sister-in-law was so upset. She said, I don't know why you leave New York and going to Philly. And then oh, you're going to have baby and us there in Crowfat. And I'm saying, but I wanted to see my friends. Well, everything worked out quite well. So I got back there and I got back home. And then the boy came a few weeks after, and everything went well. So, you know, the cold can do all sorts of things to you. Can you imagine? The child is inside my tummy and was experiencing the cold so much so that he became uncomfortable and started to behave badly. And it seemed as though I was going into premature labor. Boy, I tell you, that was a time. But I'm happy I came home. I wanted to come home because I wanted his father to be there at the birthing, but it never happened because I had a cesarean section. I had one prior and then again. So it became apparent that I wasn't able to have them naturally. I'd have to have cesarean sections each time. So that never happened. But I did good by God's grace. And so I am here now experiencing cold again of a different kind. Where I live here is always very cold. Always. And but at this time of the year it gets worse. And let me tell you something. Some people can't even turn on their pipes because the water is like it's coming from the freezer. It is very cold. And if you do not have a heater, I don't know how you're going to manage to go bathe in the mornings. Because I remember some years ago, before I moved to where I am now, I had gone into the bathroom one morning because I used to love a cold shower, and I stepped into the tub and I turned on the water and it hit me and I screamed and jumped out, and my daughter came and said, Mommy, what's the matter? And I'm saying, I don't understand. The water hit me and I felt as though I got an electric shock. So I waited a little bit, stepped back in there, and the same thing happened. And that happened in the evening and the mornings and evening following. And so I decided, okay, I'm not going to be able to manage the cold water because this is like a shock. And up to today, I still can't bathe in cold water. If the cold water hits my skin, it feels like I got an electric shock. That vibration goes through my body. So I have to have warm water to bathe with. So the first thing I do in the mornings when I get up is turn on the heater because I know I'm going to have to get warm water to bathe with. So some of the things that happen to you as you age, things change. I used to be able to manage the cold, and I noticed a few years back when the big M came along, my outer arms are usually very cold. I cannot stand the cold because of how my outer arms are cold, really, really cold, to the point where they burn, burn me because of how cold they are. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. Happily, I don't have the hot flashes and all of that. I'm so grateful to God for it because I cannot stand the heat. But I'm midway between the heat and the cold in terms of how I bear them. I don't like the heat, but the cold, I'm not as tolerant as I used to be. But I'm still a little more leaning to being cold because I can warm myself up. So I'm experiencing colds where I am, right here in Jamaica. And I know that people elsewhere are experiencing extreme cold. Those of you who live in the country where it snows, and I just love the snow. Yes, I love the snow. But yeah, it's cool here. Even in Kingston, it is cool, I'm told. So it's cool everywhere. So this is why I'm dressed up the way I am and having my chamomile and all of that. Hope you had a great day. Hope everything will go well for you. And I trust that you will rest well. You should rest well these nights because they're really cool. So you can always warm up and snuggle up with your significant other and whatever and be nice and warm. So I'm saying bye right now because I'm going to make myself very warm. And I trust you'll rest well and wake up refreshed tomorrow morning to go do what you have to do. Have a good one. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment if you will. And we'll talk again soon. Bye.